Let's start. Hi, welcome to the QE Tools Workshop today. We have the topic we want to gather feedback. So I would like to learn from you guys how we support in contributions that you provide. Oops, sorry. We find workshop topics. So how do we support in contributions? For example, pull request review, meaning if any of you create pull requests for something like OpenQA or Audience, then how do you see the support in particular the SUSE QE tool teams? And of course, we can also discuss the collaboration in contributions among the different teams. So who would like to go first? So who created pull requests for also Audience to OpenQA lately? I think some of you did. Anyone would like to share their experience? We can also take a look at currently open pull requests and then see, for example, we have in auth audience, the OpenQA backend. What we have there is 2 pull requests by Palikiana. That's Chris. Well, he's part of the SUSE QE Tools team. So it doesn't really apply here. He's working on a ticket which is part of our backlog. And he does receive some feedback. So yeah, this was Marcos also from the tool. So within the team, data collaboration is fun. Then 18 days ago, there is one pull request by Yanis. And what I see there that, well, I reviewed and also Pearlpunk reviewed. So I would say there's sufficient reaction and hopefully also see that what we provide there is helpful guidance. What else? Yeah, there are some older drafts opened by me. Not that important. And there is one opened by Peter Worrell, that's coming. There were already a lot of comments. Yeah, it's seen as work in progress. So for that one, I guess we should check how the plan is, how to go on. If we take a look into closed pull requests, then we see that there are contributions, for example, by Froggy Vlogs lately to minor test API edition by Nan Dang in specific to VMX file handling, so specific to some backends, which is also a usual area where we rely on you or test experts to work in their according domain. What else? There was a consolidation regarding the video settings by Adam Will, who's mostly working with OpenQA for testing Fedora. And yeah, I'm ignoring all which are by me or by Marcos or any other member of the SUSE QE Tools team. So we can see that, well, roughly 10 to 20% of the contributions are coming from outside. Anyone like to share experience with how that worked? or we could do the same for OpenQA. So, for example, we see some by me or by Marcus or by Diana, who are again members of the tools team. For example, here there's one by Fabian Vogt, who is then also not within the team. Yeah, it's by now stale, so eventually we will also take a look for pull requests like those and see how we can make sure that we progress. One recent example of closed changes is in the dark mode. That was done originally by Pavel Dostal in June. And what I saw is that well, we have received that reminder from the stale bot, which we have configured, that there was no recent update. So this is then why I wanted to push for that, because I saw that as a reasonable and useful contribution. So effectively, I put the team on it to fix what they see as missing and then continue. Pavel, may I ask you, how did you feel about that?
Well, yeah, hello. Actually, pretty bad, to be honest, because exactly what you said. I kept it stale, and I then lately did not have much time for it, and also I did not feel that well. Well, yeah, I thought that will be easier to do this, but there is a lot of exception and a lot of corners in
Yeah,
the CSS styles. So yeah, I did not find much time for it, so I felt bad. And then Marius came up with, or you guys came up with solution that it will be configurable and it will be optional. So yeah, that was a good start. I think that we enable it as optional thingy, and then we can improve it over time in later smaller pull requests.
right.
Yeah, but at the end, it broke even the standard theme, so part of it was reverted. Yeah, so not very good actually.
Well, okay. Yeah. So what we wanted to do is, well, not have to, keep it as stale, right? So I wanted to make sure that we actually progress, and it's completely fine if minor things break. I don't think it was that big of a deal. We quickly identified that, and then by that's Sebastian Riedel then also quickly patched that. So I think now we are in a good situation, and really wanted to value your contribution there, because I appreciate that contribution. I wanted to make sure that we do support in a more active way, so that we can, keep that valuable contribution. Right. Any of you have other cases in mind where you see something worked out nicely, or where you would say that um, things haven't worked out nicely, or any? Do you see that there's any contribution, like a patch or an idea or pull requests, that is not moving forward sufficiently? how's your then let me maybe ask you, how is your experience with the other projects in the scope of OS Audience? Let's say, yeah, I mean, the most active one is certainly OS Audience Distri OpenSUSE, I think most of you are actively contributing to. How do you see the collaboration there, the reaction time to pull requests and such? Anyone would like to share their experience?
Well, that one I see pretty healthy and pretty. I mean,
Yeah,
if someone opens a pull request, it gets response. Even if you don't promote it,
right.
it gets some response in relatively smaller time. Actually, let's see. I opened a pull. Yeah, yeah, but you were actually yeah. So yeah, I stand what I said with what I said. I opened a pull request yesterday after morning, and within 2 hours, actually, you commented it. I don't know if the others, maybe even the others did.
Okay,
Yeah. So
right. Others people experiences? So I can share what I do is I follow the GitHub notification. So for me, it's a daily task that I often follow multiple times over the day to take a look on what's going on in repositories that I'm subscribed. As you can see, also the Distri OpenSUSE is the most active project, and in many cases, and there are only minor things like in other distributions, or in this case, for example, also audience scripts. So for me, a repository like this one is more important, because uh, that's within the working scope of the SUSE QE Tools team and less the test distribution. But at least I skim over these, and here, for example, I already commented, or I was asked for review requested. So Pavel, I think I assume you mean this pull request. But at least to the level of the subject, I'm also following what's going on there, and then I can pick those here and get them out of the list. And of course, the goal is that which is not what I will do within that meeting, but over the course of the day today, to make sure that this list is empty and stays empty or becomes empty. Does anybody else would like to share how you work on GitHub notifications?
I mean, the notifications are good. I also use the GitHub notifications, but I don't think that it's realistic for uh, like all of us to check the list of all pull requests is in OS distri OS Outrains distri OpenSUSE.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if someone highlights you, then probably that person thinks that your review would contribute.
right.
So yeah, just following the notifications is enough, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe some people have too much of them, so uh, if you ping them in some instant messaging, they look at it, but maybe some people actually don't follow their notification because they have too many of them. I
yeah,
assume that there might be such people.
right. Yeah. I think we would benefit from some more people trying to review all contributions, at least on a superficial level, to a bit more consolidate on how the project is handled, because in the end, it's still one project and some quality should be ensured within that scope. Um, okay. Does anybody feel like we need to uh, improve how we work with pull requests? Okay, fine. If there is, yeah, thanks, Bjorn. So yeah, overall, it seems that we are happy with how this works. Um, good then I would say uh, we can conclude that topic, which is completely fine. So let's make it a short session today. And then for the next week, what we will do is we can, as the first Friday of a month, discuss the SUSE QE Tools roadmap. So see you again next week. If you want to stay around, then stick around. I'll still be here for some chat. Otherwise, goodbye.